It's early November here in Western Pennsylvania, and the mornings are chilly, but the birds are still out. I wanted to do some cozy fall things with you here today, some skincare featuring Inlight Beauty, some fall baking, and I'm going to do the inaugural fire of the season in my fireplace. Many of you know that I have a long-standing love for this UK-based brand, and this weekend, Beauty Heroes is offering a special gift with purchase. With any $75 purchase of Inlight products, you'll receive a full-sized Inlight Face Oil. Let me show you how I like to use that in a routine. So it's morning here. I'm getting started with the Inlight Floral Tonic. I use this in lieu of just splashing my face at the tap with tap water, and I don't really wash my face in the morning, but I find something like the Floral Tonic simulating sort of a face wash works really well for my skin. Then I'm gonna go right in with about half a dropper to 3/4 of a dropper of the Inlight Face Oil. This is perfect for daytime. It's in a jojoba base, and the distinguishing thing about this oil is that warm vanilla scent that it has, which is really unique. I always make sure to really massage my ears. This is something I talked about in a recent podcast episode I did. I find it very supportive. I don't have the Inlight Eye Balm currently in my skincare cabinet, but I'm using the night balm, just a very small amount of that as an eye balm, just gently tapped around the orbital region. That's it for a very simple morning routine. The floral tonic, the face oil, and a little something around the eyes. Then I'll go on to put some makeup on and go about my day. Let me show you the rest of the Inlight products I do currently have in my skincare rotation. Like I just showed, the floral tonic, I've gone through countless bottles of this. I appreciate that it's in this kind of dispenser. At first I wasn't really sure about it, but it just really lends itself to how I like to use this product. I can't say enough good things about it. It's wonderful. The neck firming serum, this is my second or third bottle of this. It's one of the more newly released products from Inlight. In fact, I did some promotional work around this with Inlight when it came out a couple of years ago. Here's the face oil again. I always just like to admire the geometric patterns on the Inlight bottles. I remember learning about that when I interviewed Dr. Spiezia, the founder of Inlight, on my podcast some years ago. Here's just some more close-up shots of this beautiful oil. Here's the night balm again. I actually have a couple of jars of this. It's kind of like a one and done evening skincare routine product for me, this and toner. I'll do a couple layers of that, like toner, night balm, and I'm good to go. I do currently have both the chocolate mask and the superfood mask from Inlight. These are staples for me. I always have to have them, even though I don't mask my skin much at all anymore. This is the superfood mask. It's gently clarifying while also being nutritive and supportive for me. The Skin Aid Kit. This is one of those things that if you haven't picked this up, I think it's a great way to just experience all these balms that are in Inlight's range. One of my personal favorites is the turmeric and calendula relief balm. Anything turmeric speaks to me and has for years and years. So you can see this one is very well loved. These have so many uses. I think that they have a place in a home healthcare cabinet, a skincare cabinet, a body care cabinet. They're wonderful. And then I had to dig out this footage from actually the very first video I ever did on Inlight, but this is what the face cleanser looks like. This is a favorite of all time beauty product of mine. It comes in a 45 ml jar and also a 90 ml jar. I think I'm gonna be picking up that big size myself during this weekend sale. So all you have to do to take advantage of this promotion is go to beauty-heroes.com, browse the Inlight products that they stock, build yourself a cart, and there's no code needed. If you have $75 worth of Inlight products in your shopping cart, that face oil will automatically pop up in there. Let me know if you have any questions about Inlight products. I've tried practically everything from the brand and would be happy to help you make some selections. I love little shopping events like this prior to the week of Thanksgiving with Black Friday and all of that. It's just nice to have a bit of a more targeted approach to shopping and not so overwhelming. Now let's do some baking. I am going to show you a recipe that I make pretty regularly. I would say at least a couple of times a month. It's from Carla Bartolucci's Einkorn cookbook, which is a staple cookbook for me. I make so many things out of this. I'm going to be making the coffee cake. So she calls it her kefir coffee cake, but you can really use kind of any acidic dairy medium. I actually tend to often use buttermilk because I don't always have kefir around. So you get started by just creaming some softened butter with some sugar. Okay, come on.
Oh, it's just butter.
Yeah, it's just butter, but I'm gonna be adding the sugar. You can see my kids, just as soon as they hear that mixer turn on or the grain mill or anything, they come running. I do a lot of cooking and baking and they like to be involved. So you're just creaming these together. You add a couple of eggs and some vanilla. You could of course do this all by hand. I've done that too. You don't need a mixer. I've done this with softened butter. I've done this with melted butter because I don't always have softened butter. The results are always more or less the same. So it's a pretty forgiving recipe and a very kid-friendly one. I'm not fresh milling any einkorn for this recipe. I do stock the pre-ground all-purpose einkorn from Jovial, and that's what I'm going to be using today, although in the future I would like to experiment with half fresh ground einkorn, half all-purpose einkorn. So I do like to sift einkorn flour, at least this one, because it's so like powdery soft that it can tend to get clumpy. So it does really benefit from the extra step of sifting just with some baking soda, baking powder, salt. And then I'm always getting diverted, having to help my kids with various things, but that's okay. I love being a mom and I just love having them always around and interested in, you know, the things that I'm doing. Then you do, in several stages, you add the flour with the buttermilk and you just mix that by hand together. And the way that I'm going to show you here is I usually will, after I've mixed up the batter, I'll let it sit covered in the refrigerator for either overnight if I want to bake it in the morning or during the day, which is what I'm going to do here. This was sometime kind of in the late morning. I covered it, put it in the refrigerator, and I baked it later that evening, which you'll see. But right now I'm going to make the crumb topping. It's very simple. It's just more einkorn flour with some salt, some sugar, and some cut up butter. I do this all by hand, although you could use a food processor, but it's such a small amount that I don't really mind doing it by hand. You guys should see the butter stash in my refrigerator. It's probably the thing that I stockpile the most. I have to have pounds and pounds of butter in my refrigerator. We go through a lot of butter. So this is later that evening. My kids have gone to bed and I'm gonna bake this up in the evening, let it cool overnight, and then my kids can have it in the morning. I like to save those butter wrappers and use that to grease the dish. This goes into a 9x13. Shout out to this made-in dish. I really like it, and it fits in my Breville like countertop toaster oven, which I sprang for this year and have never looked back. It is amazing, and I'm very happy with that. So you just spread this out. It spreads out as a pretty thin layer, but it bakes up really, really nicely. Then you spread out the crumb topping in 2 layers. At least this is how she describes it and how I follow it. I just do a generous amount of cinnamon here in between the layers of the crumb topping. She also says to do cocoa powder, but I've done that before and I don't really care for it. So I just go extra with the cinnamon and follow the rest of her instructions for baking. Now I'm going to cut it up. My kids really like me to put some sprinkles on top of this. It just feels very special to them, I think, when I do it that way. So I oblige. We have those, you know, dye-free sprinkles. I think this brand is like Supernatural or something. So they each pick out a different sprinkle, and you can see my kids are like crawling all over the counter and getting their little hands into everything. But they're the sweetest. One just turned 4 and one just turned 7. So they definitely keep me very, very busy. All right, now I have a quiet moment to myself, and I had really been wanting to get a fire going because I actually went out and got some proper firewood, not just like salvaged firewood that was kind of rotting away. And I also got these fire starters off of Amazon. So my fireplace has, it's like gas at the bottom. You can turn on gas to get it going. And then once, I'm not very good at building fires. I'm kind of learning as I go. But once you get the fire started, then obviously you can turn off the gas. But it makes it really easy. And there is something so primal about starting and watching a fire. And it's the epitome of coziness. I just love it. I've never had a wood burning fireplace before, and it's, you know, really purely for aesthetics and kind of ambiance in this house. I don't rely on it to heat the home, although it does help in that regard. I'm just gonna light some candles and enjoy the fall coziness. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love watching content like this, which is why I decided to put the skincare in with these other cozy fall things. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Wishing you all a happy holiday season, because I'm not sure when I will be back on YouTube, but you can always find me on Patreon, patreon.com/L'Amour et la Musique. I'm very active over there every week. So I hope you'll come over there and say hi. Thank you so much to Beauty Heroes and Inlight for this special weekend shopping event. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.